It's Rob!
Tony!
We're in gaming!
And that's you!
Hello inmates and welcome back to the Inn. I'm Rob, of course, or Warshack if you want to call me by my in-game name. And let's check out what we've received this previous month. We hit the rank of 15, which is normally our goal each month. I'm telling you, we will hit higher this month. It's just last month is just, it gets a doozy, guys. When hitting on the main account, trying to get to Legend and grinding the deck guides, and then this free-to-play account, not always will be able to get to where we want to. But this reward's not too bad. A Golden Murloc Knight, a Golden Burgle. We do play the Rogue class quite often. The card back in 5 does, so not too bad for rank 15. I would have to say these rewards are a little like we have our rank 2 rewards or rank 1 rewards. I don't know if we got it on our main account. I think it was rank 1, and it always seems that Tony, who makes it to like rank 10 or this account, always gets cards that actually are useful, like the Murloc Knight. Like that's a card that actually gets used, and on the other account it's just like random shit. And I believe we have also Karazhan, the first wing. How did we just get Jeweled Scarab? How do we just get Jajini? How do we just get Summoning Stone? How do we just get Ambuzi Sentinel? How do we just get Rumbling Elemental? What is happening? What? What? Yay! All of these free cards! What the fuck? This is... I don't even know what just happened, but I feel like we've done a whole lot already. And we haven't actually done anything yet. Like, this is fantastic. Also, we're joined tonight by some more fine wine. And we've got, we've got a couple fine wines in us already. So, let's go new. There's nothing in new. So, we looked in new and there's nothing here. So, I'm really not sure. I'm pretty sure we already unlocked most of those cards. So, I'm not really sure why they showed to us again. Yeah, we already have Dark Peddlers in the deck and everything. So, not really sure what was going on there. We left off last time with doing some Druid Arena. I know that. We're currently, let's check ranked, and then we'll check our quests and we'll figure out what we want to do from there. So rank 21. I think I'm gonna play a little bit of ladder today. I feel like playing ladder right now. So win 3 games with any class, play 3 remains that cost 2 or less, and then play a friend and you both earn a reward. We'll do the play a friend thing later. I'll do that off a video because I know that takes some time and I don't want to kind of waste the video just playing a friend. We don't really get to see anything. We've got the Tempo Mage. Let's take a look at this. I actually probably am most likely definitely going to be playing this deck. I really don't think we had anything crazy that we added to here. I think I want to put a Conjure in here, right? So what do we take out for a Conjure? Earthen Ring? I think that's pretty fair. Our 3 drops are taken up. The double Acidic Swamp Ooze. We don't have Sorcerer's Apprentice. We don't have enough dust, though, to really warrant crafting too much right now. But this doesn't seem that bad. Pyroblast has saved us more times than not. Hogger's questionable now that we're like actually getting to the point where we can play better cards like Conjure. Blizzard's not bad, but we already have 2 Flame Strikes. Okay, I think this is fine for now. We don't have the Wakers because we're never going to do BRM, so this is like, the Flame Caller is like our cheap Waker. We got Miracle, which is always going to be a thing. This was our first deck that we wanted to build, and I feel kind of bad because it is not a deck I enjoy playing, to be honest. But we'll keep playing it. I'll see if I can get better at it. I think it's a problem because we just don't play it enough, right? Rogue is one of those classes where you just gotta keep hammering it out. But I wish we would have like made a Freeze Mage deck. I can play Freeze Mage all the time because it's like control and it's bursty and it's just, you guys know I'm more of a control type player, more of than an aggressive rogue, you know, trying to conceal burst down in one turn. I guess control's a little rogues. Well, fuck it, we're gonna play rogue. We're not playing mage right now. We need to learn rogue some more, so we'll do our best. So what's new? I'm trying to think of a couple stories for you guys. I do have a couple, and I gotta think of them. They're at the top of my head. Normally, I write down the stories before, and then I like have a little panda look too. But since I just have my laptop here, and I don't have like my double or tri monitor that I have at my house or my workstation, I don't have my notes off to the side. But we'll think of the stories as we go along. Playing against a Warlock, we can assume he's most likely playing Zoo. Also, what I was going to mention, do we keep the SI against Zoo? You know what, I actually like it. For those of you who are new to the end, you're kind of not familiar with our videos, I probably should have started with that first. But on this free-to-play account, I'll mention it every here and now, People are like, what is a free-to-play account? Double auctioneer. This is horrible. What is a free-to-play account? I don't understand. Free-to-play account, this is an account we've never spent real-life money on. We've spent time to, you know, develop the cards in our collection through playing, you know, from playing, completing quests, doing arena, but we've never actually spent money to buy anything on this account. Everything has been earned through, again, just playing the game, and that's what free-to-play means. Some questions in the chat are, Hearthstone's a free-to-play account, so aren't all the accounts free-to-play? And the thing is, they're not. Some accounts, you know, many people have spent a large sum of money buying a lot of decent cards, but they're not so much decent players themselves, which is fine. Anybody can buy. There's nothing wrong with that. But a lot of players only want to play this casually, and this series is kind of for them to kind of show them what's it like, and what are the best ways to kind of build a collection without spending that real life money. So unfortunately, we don't have anything to combo with the SI agent to deal the 2 damage to the flame juggler and then attack it with our weapon. Playing the huckster is just bad because he can make the trade. We do get a card, but we float 1 mana. If we just play the agent and do nothing else, it does feel bad, but it still contests the juggler, and I think it's the best of the worst that we can do right now. So if we attack face for 1, we're most likely going to redagger next turn because we have a 2-drop and then the redagger, so I actually don't mind attacking face here for 1. Because most likely next turn, I doubt we'll be playing the cold-blooded. Also, playing Yogg Druid is really fun right now. So we may do a little bit of arena to try to build up gold to do... build up arena so we can buy maybe packs and not finish off LOE right away, because as we know, it's rotating out kind of soon. So it looks like he is playing Zoo, but just a really slow start. Definitely going to be playing the Huckster. We definitely know we're going to be making this trade, and I suppose we will just go face because we cannot attack the stealth minion, or we can go ahead and attack his 2/4, but the problem is at the end of his turn it's going to gain 1 more life anyway. What would be the pro to killing or attacking this right now? Brings it to 3, makes a trade there, it goes to 2. This is going to attack it anyway. I don't really see a huge pro to it. Because he's most likely just going to go face anyway. It could have been better. But he's going to play more creatures, so the probability of it landing on the Flame Juggler again are quite low. Mortal Coil's good for him. This is just a really bad hand for us, to be completely honest. Like, the Gadgets and Auctioneers and the Leroy Jenkins is just not something. Leroy Jenkins is a fine card. I feel like we could have crafted a better legendary, though, like Sylvanas. It sucks, because half the time when I play on this account, I'm drunk. So we don't make the best decisions. Definitely killing off these guys is important, so I guess we'll just kill off one of these, go with one of that. Honestly, we have nothing else to play. We're not cold-blooding this for sure. We're not playing Leroy Jenkins. We're not concealing, so this is just pretty dry turn for us once more. Next turn, we can go off with the Auctioneer. We can go ahead and Auctioneer, prep, and then conceal, draw 2 cards at least, and maybe we'll draw into another prep or a Fan of Knives. We don't really mind if the first Auctioneer dies because we have the second one to follow up, so if he wants to waste some resources to do that, that's fine. So this just looks like a really, really bad Zoo deck, to be completely honest. Shadow Bolt's pretty good. Deadly Poison's decent. I think we're just going to still go with the Auctioneer. And then we always start with that sweet prep. Fan of Knives. This is disgusting. So this kills this, brings this down to 1. We can weapon into that. We draw a card, brings this down to there. I think Fan of Knives is the choice here. Oh my god, another prep. And a backstab, but unfortunately we can't backstab because they're all damaged. So I think we're just going to go ahead and prep again. Another conceal, another backstab. The Shadow Bolt can kill this. I kind of like using the conceal though, right? Because we know this is happening. Can't backstab anything. If we Shadow Bolt, we can draw a card. This lives on the field. This, he actually may want to target this though. But I feel like developing another one's going to take most of our mana. So I guess we just attack this and we just conceal. And we'll just go from there. We're at 15 HP, so that's pretty low. But we're going to assume that he doesn't have some crazy burst damage. Yeah, I would have really enjoyed Freeze Mage. Yeah, if we would have built like Freeze Mage or Yogg Druid, that would have been great. Yeah, what was I thinking? Leroy's cool and all, but Definitely there's better. Like, he only fits in aggro decks, and I don't play aggro decks. Rob, what am I doing? It's okay, though. It's okay. No worries here. We'll have fun with Rogue. Alright, so we can definitely Shadow Strike the 3-4. Is there anything that comes to mind that we do before that, though? I mean, we can Shadow Bolt it. That's always an option as well. But Shadow Bolt can be used on minions that are damaged, while the Shadow Strike cannot. So I think I like starting off with the Shadow Strike. Also, granted that they cost the same amount. Evis is good. So we want to definitely kill the Initiate last. So I actually like going ahead and, yeah. So we're going to deal 2 damage to this. I don't mind. We've already attacked with our... We have not attacked with our weapon. So we actually can Deadly Poison. Oh, we can't Deadly Poison. Oh, yes, we can. What do we want to do? We definitely probably want to Conceal again, right? But we definitely have to kill this. So we can actually swing into this. Yeah. Well, how important is it? This only has 1 mana. We can just backstab this. We know we have to attack this first. Then we're going to backstab this to see what we draw. Okay. So now we just Conceal, and we're going to save the Deadly Poison for next turn, and then we're just going to do a really explosive turn. If we can draw into the following Cold Blood and maybe another Abyss, we can burst them down. Definitely most likely starting off with a Sap. Hellfire is pretty bad. Why wouldn't he just Hellfire first and then play the monkey? This is rank 21. This is the good stuff here at the end.
Here we go.
We know we're killing this. We know we're drawing a card, and we know we're healing. Because we need to have creatures to buff and attack, so I don't think anything changes there. The heal was going to happen, and then what else was there to combo with the heal? We can't play the Azure Drake. We don't want to play the Auctioneer because we can't Conceal him. He could die. He's our last one. There's not many cards in our deck, though. It's 10 to 16. We've drawn quite a bit. We have a lot of bursts in our hand, though. We have Cold Blood, Deadly Poison, which means we're going to have to re-up our weapon next turn. We have the Abyss. We have the Azure Drake down, so Abyss gets buffed. Shadow Bolt gets buffed. Spellbreaker, no longer buffed. He has 23. We currently have 10, 13. All right. Let's calculate some damage after this turn. So he's at 21. All right, so yeah, I'm not even gonna calculate because I have a feeling that this is just lethal. This is like an insane amount of damage. The sad part is we almost lost. We don't have Tomb Pillagers in the deck though, so you gotta give me a break. There are no Tomb Pillagers in this deck. Definitely don't want to play Zoo. Don't want to play that. I would actually be willing to play Beast Druid, but I really don't want to do that either. So I'm going to look up what is the cheapest deck we can run. If we go Freeze Mage, then we need Emperor Tharzan. Or we could just go with the build without Emperor Tharzan, which is much worse. And then we'd need Archmage, right? And that's just another legendary. So we need Alex, Blood Mage. Oh, fuck. Yeah, we need Ice Blocks, which would have been the preps that we had built. We need to open up packs to get another golden legendary, which means we need to hold off on wings for now because the wings don't generate us anything that we particularly need besides the Tomb Pillagers, but we already invested so heavily into it. Fudge me, man. I need to come up with a game plan. After these next 2 videos, because I plan on doing 2 videos tonight, well, I'll go ahead and I'll create some game plan for us. We're going to keep the Deadly Poison because I have a feeling he's a Northshire Cleric. Yeah, when like we built this rogue deck, we were only able to build it because we ripped the golden Cho'Gall, which gave us a insane, I almost said the R word, an insane amount of dust, which allowed us to create like double prep. We did Azure Drakes, but Azure Drakes are found in a lot of decks. So like having these cards in our collection are good because they can be used in a ton of decks. So is like Sylvanas the Windrunner, you know, Rag. Things like that we want to craft because those go in a variety of different decks across all different classes. But when we get like kind of specific, like Leroy Jenkins and stuff like that, it makes it really hard for those legendaries to be used in other decks, such as maybe mid-range or control, other than the normal aggro decks we see them in, or the occasional rogue deck. So we definitely need to pay more attention to the legendaries we craft. So But I kind of, we left it up to, I don't mind building the rogue deck because we actually, I had sent in a request to you guys and you guys wanted me to play rogue. So I really don't mind playing rogue. It's just not one of the classes I'm better at, as we mentioned a million times. So he's playing Cthulhu Priest. This is, we could go prep, deadly poison, kill, SI that, but that is just too many dingoes and not enough stuff. So I actually just like using the deadly poison. We'll just go ahead and kill off the Warshack. I don't really see a reason to use any preps right now. We're not going to redo the dagger because it has the 3 attack, even though he only has a 2-1 on the field, and theoretically if we re-up it and it only has 1 HP, it would have died anyway, but he could play a card like this that we want to kill in combination with another card, like Backstab. So we actually can go ahead and Backstab this guy, SI and swing into the other guy. I really don't see a problem with that play whatsoever. It's actually very solid in my opinion, and we were able to clear his board. Next turn's Azure Drake, and then we have 2 preps for whenever we draw into the Auctioneer. I don't expect the SI agent to live. Shadow Word Pain is always a thing. A spectator, concede to me. I remember you you were always making it to legend, concede. Always a good player you were. Or are. So we could go Azure Drake, prep, Evis, swing. I don't really like that a lot. I really don't like that at all. We just use Evis, that doesn't do anything, so I guess we just start with the Azure Drake and see what happens. Go prep, Cold Blood, kill. 4 attack minions are always good against Priest because Shadow Word Pain and Shadow Word Death, it's like right out of that range. It's 5 or more or 3 or less. So 4 is in like some sort of purgatory mode. If we don't kill the 3/6, I feel like punishments will be made. Because he can swing in like Holy Nova and bad things will happen. So it's like, what do we value more, the prep or the... what do we value... Oh, fuck. I don't know, man. So let's assume like he just swings, he heals, it goes to 5, and then an Abyss can kill him, right? We'd play the other Azure Drake. He'd heal it, he'd make the trade, but then we don't need to prep. We can save the prep. So we didn't use the prep in Abyss in hopes that, I mean, we would have had to kill the 3/3 anyway. The 3/3 dies no matter what, whether we prep or Abyss. So we'll do this plan and hope he doesn't kill the Azure Drake. I didn't see that card coming. Alright, so this goes deal 2 damage to all characters. Okay. So if we prep, Evis this, does 2 damage to everything. This goes to 4. This is still at 3. We dagger up. We kill it. We Earthen Farseer, backer Azure Drake.
So many options.
That seems pretty good. Four damage to there. We actually can save the Azure Drake. But then we're really prone to a Holy Nova. Yeah, I like this a little bit more.
Hey,
Lights out.
I know it can get Shadow Word pained now, but I feel like we need to put some pressure on him. We have the prep if we draw Auctioneer, so we have the other Azure Drake to follow up. Because apparently he didn't draw Shadow Word Pain if you would have used it, and Death isn't something you keep in your opening hand. And for what he's playing, the cards he's played so far, I'm going to assume he does not have Shadow Word Death in his hand. So the best creature he's going to play on turn 6 with playing Cthulhu Priest is that 5, what is it, a 6/5, and we can deal with that pretty easily as long as we just draw any sort of damage whatsoever. Alright, Holy Champion, the heal himself, he turns into a 5/5, and we can kill that as long as we draw into 5 damage. Auctioneer, that is an option. So we could go Auctioneer prep in hopes to draw some spells, or we could just go into the Azure Drake in hopes to draw a damage. I'm going to go with the Azure Drake. And I'm glad I did, because if we would have Auctioneered prep and drew another Auctioneer, that is not something that's good. So we're just going to go face with everything. And redagger. He actually could do a wombo combo right now. He could go like a Wild Pyromancer, spell, damage everything, Circle of Healing, and that would like make this thing like a 25-5, and then you just go face and wreck us. So who knows? I also want to build the OTK Priest. It's like Mage, but you use Velens, and then you go ahead and you like get Emperor Tharzan. I would obviously build this on my main account. Mass Dispel, okay, that cool card, no doubt. But yeah, it uses like Mind Blast, and it uses the Flash Heals and Embrace the Shadows, and it's just an insane amount of damage you can pull off. I don't think as much as a Freeze Mage, but Priests I think have a little bit more mechanics to survive longer. They don't have Ice Blocks, but they have stuff like, I was gonna say Light Bomb, but then I forgot that Rip Light Bomb. Like Holy Novas, Excavated Evils, their passive is insane. What kind of stalls do they have though? Alkanized Soul Priest, Circle of Healing. They have a variety of things that can keep them in the game against aggro decks. Maybe not against control. We just basically just play Libra here and we win. It's a weird priest. I wonder what was in his hand that he. I don't know. I feel like he didn't do too much. Like the Mass Dispel just didn't do anything. Sorry to say, man. It's a good card against Druid, right? Because the Druid goes and summons a bunch of shit, and then they soul the forest, and then they give everything, you know, power of the wild. So they have like 3/3s that spawn 2/2s when they die, and then you Mass Dispel, and everything turns to a 1/1. It's just like rip Druid. They just wasted like 3 or 4 cards buffing their field just to get Mass Dispel, and then you draw a card on top of that. Alright, Fan of Knives, Backstab, Cold Blood. I like Backstab in my opening hand just because I think the card is insane. And the Hunters play a lot of 2 HP minions. So we'll play 3 games with Rogue, and then we'll go ahead and play 1 with Mage, and that'll wrap up this ranked, and then we'll go ahead and play the remaining with Mage, because I really like I enjoy my my budget tempo Mage. Mage was always, I played that was my first class I ever like got to a golden. Again, it's just one of my favorite classes. I don't play it too much anymore because there's not a whole lot of really fun mage classes or mage archetypes right now. I mean, there's that weird Cthulhu mage, there's the Reno mage, but there's nothing really good that mage is bringing to the table besides maybe Freeze mage and that Yogg mage. That it's basically basing your whole, you know, what you've got going on the fact that if Yogg gives you something good, you'll do well, but if not, it's just bad. So if we swing face, I think we're going to be daggering up a lot here, so we have nothing to play currently. So I don't really mind attacking face, because I feel like next turn is going to be like a Fan of Knives, swing into a creature, redagger anyway. But yeah, like I wish Mage had a little bit more going on. I might build that Grinder Mage though, that Reno Mage. Well, it'll all come. It'll all come with time. All in due time, folks. So a secret, we'll obviously attack with our weapon first. Alright, Bear Trap, not Bear Trap, not Explosive Trap. Could be Freezing Trap. Let's redagger, not Dart Trap. So we're left with the Freezing Trap and the... Would a Misdirect pop? I'm not sure if Misdirect pops or not. So it's probably a Freezing. But still could be snakes. The Sneaky Snakes. Hey, Marshall. If you guys don't know who Marshall is, we'll show him in the camera real quick. Real quick. Marshall, you want to say hi? Hey, buddy. You want to say hi to all the inmates? Yes, you do. Alright, a 4-2 Hafire. 4-2 Hafire. Wow, we're going to have to take another 4 to the face, aren't we? Because we Fan of Knives swing, because we don't have Backstab, because we used it. We sap it, he plays it again. Prep does nothing, so I guess we Fan of Knives, see what we draw into, Auctioneer, and we kill it with our weapon. Oh, it's the Sneaky Snakes! This is Sneaky Snakes! So, maybe we should have kept Fan of Knives, right? We should have attacked first and then fanned. Yeah. Yeah, we don't play Rogue. At least we identified exactly what we did wrong, literally the second that we made it. So we'll never make that mistake again, right? Like, theoretically, I will never make that mistake again, which is good. That is how you learn, folks. That is how you learn to play a class. You make mistakes, you lose because of those mistakes, and because you've lost and you've made the mistakes and you've recognized those mistakes, you will hopefully never make those mistakes again. But maybe we can recover from these mistakes and draw into another Phantom Knives. So for the games like, hey Rob, we know you suck ass at Rogue. Here's another Phantom Knives. Try again. That's not a Phantom Knives, but it's offering for me to try again. And I like what the game is going with this. So we could go Violet Teacher, prep, sap one of the Sneaky Snakes back to his hand. We're just not going to do that. Well, we can actually... We know, what about Huffering next turn? Not Huffering, but Hogger next turn, which means we would Apprentice. But what would we, like, we'd be casting no spells with the Apprentice, and I feel like the heal is much better, and also the Redagger is nice. So, I don't really mind killing one of the Sneaky Snakes, and then just Redaggering, and then we just know next turn's Huffer. I know Hogger, folks, it's Hogger, not Huffer. He does have 4 attacks. He is, not a beast. I feel like this guy eats Huffers. I feel like this guy is an advanced version of Huffer. One that walks, carries weapons. And he's gained 2 HP. And he actually summons Gnolls, which are technically mini Huffers, just without charge and not 4 attack. Oh, we are not. Never mind, I can't say the R word. I was going to say, never mind. Never mind, guys. We did get the new map, though. Let's play around with the new map. I'm not sure what we can and can't do with this thing. Can we unlock this? Oh, we've got some goldlands in here. The Jew in me is kicking in. Can we collect some of this? Alright, this makes some sparks. We can flip some pages. We learn a lot. Alright. Deadly Poison. Alright, we're just going to play Huffer. He's going to have Snipe, right? What if we attack this and it summons more Sneaky Snakes? No more Sneaky Snakes. Alright, that's good. Alright. So we've now stabilized with Huffer. Hogger. Hogger. Rob. Holy crap. This does the... Oh my, I can't. So we can... Oh, we're mixing chemicals. What's going to happen here? So... We turn it the other way. This one's blue. Can we, like, change it? Oh. Now it's purple. Now it's blue. Now it's blue. What makes it purple? We'll just keep it running. Put it on that light boil. So I have a feeling this is explosive. From what I've seen so far, this guy looks like an aggro player. Or an aggro type deck. So I guess we'll just swing. Could be a misdirect too, but we're frisky. Freezing. How you doing? Alright, so I guess we just go Auctioneer and we basically go off, right? We go Teacher. But then if he has Unleash the Hounds, we lose, right? So I just guess we go Auctioneer and we just start with the prep. I guess we could start with the Deadly Poison, right? Yeah. Start with the Deadly Poison. Could have also started with the Conceal. We have 0 mana, which means if we decide to this face, this can die. But maybe leaving him to target this is better than not. I don't think so. Alright, that's all we can do for this turn. How much damage have we accumulated? We have 7, 11. That's it. I don't think we're doing 28 damage in 1 turn, folks. We have maybe 2 turns to live if we're lucky. If he plays, like, let's say a Savannah Highmane, we sap that shit right back to his hand. He can't even fit in a passive at that point. So we're in a pretty good condition if he decides he wants to play, like, a larger creature for us to sap. Bye, Marshall. Played another secret. He's already played Snake of Snakes. He's already played the Freezings. I guess we use our spells first, right? And see what happens. It also could be explosive, but who really knows, right? Do we attack with a weapon first? I don't know. We're not gonna Conceal right now. I guess we start off with Teacher, right? See what happens. Okay. That makes my turn a little bit easier. We know we're not going to... Yeah, I guess we have this face and see how this goes. Prep is good. If we can draw into a Cold Blood. There we go. Cold Blood this. Huckster, eh? I think we're gonna backstab one of these little guys. And look for another, If we play Huckster, we can't conceal. So I guess we swing. Conceal. And I guess we just attack with our weapon. So we have lethal next turn, but I have a feeling if he unleashes the hounds, do stealth creatures? Of course they count. What am I talking about, Rob? Just unleash the hounds and beat me real quick. I deserve to lose that game because of the Fan of Knives play we made earlier. There you go. We saw that coming, or I saw that coming. So so we shouldn't have played the teacher. That's because we know he didn't play a single Unleash the Hounds, right? I mean, he's only 12 cards in his deck, but he didn't have anything to play the prior turn besides like a secret and a passive. So he probably just didn't want to play Unleash the Hounds into an auctioneer. So not playing the teacher there was lethal, or not playing the teacher there was fine, because it gave us more room to play spells instead of developing the teacher. But I kind of wanted to see what secret this was, right? Because if we play the teacher and it snipes us, then we know for sure we can just go ham with the auctioneer. But if we didn't know it wasn't a snipe, I probably wouldn't have gone off with the auctioneer and swung face. But maybe I would, because it'd been a YOLO move there, because we were already at 8 HP. So I feel like either way there, yeah, we shouldn't have, so two mistakes. We shouldn't have played the teacher, and we shouldn't have Fan of Knives first. That was just silly. We were being a very silly goose. So we actually could have maybe won that if we wouldn't have played the teacher, because he would have made only one hound, right? There was no reason why we should have played the teacher besides the fact that we didn't think he had Unleash the Hounds, which was silly because they always have Unleash the Hounds. It's a hunter. They have the doggies. Alright, I really don't like... Well, the Violet Teacher is actually pretty good, but the problem against Priest is Shadow Word Pain, right? So, what's teach? I guess we want to start off with like a backstab into like an SI agent. Because the SI agent will take the Shadow Word Pain. Or so will the Undercity Huckster, right? So he'll deal with that with his low cost CC, and then we'll be able to play the teacher without the threat of her dying to something like a 2 mana cost removal when we spent 4 mana developing the teacher. We ask for an SI agent, we get to a Lamau. Any new Pokemons? Nope, no new Pokemons around here, folks. Ripping the Ronies. It amazes me how long streamers stream for. Because I'll go ahead and make a video, right? And like after like maybe 2 or 3 videos, like I'm actually tired. Like I'm just exhausted. Whether it's because I talk more than normal, you know, streamers or whatnot. Or I have no idea. But like if they sit there and they'll stream, I'm still watching hot form, right? And these guys will stream for 8 hours. I mean, I could never sit down and make 8 hours worth of content in one day. I would explode. I would literally probably explode. Like by this like I want to say 4th or 5th hour in, I would be like, all right guys, so what I see here is maybe like an SI. Like I probably wouldn't even talk. You just like hear me slightly mumble, and those mumble probably wouldn't even be words. They would just be like slightly, I don't know. It would just be something, right? Just some form of like noise. But it amazes me. So all those streamers that are on Twitch that stream for like anywhere between 6 hours and 8 hours or even more, like kudos to you guys. Like that is insane. For any of you who do, whether you have a ton of viewers or not, if you just have the passion to do that, that's, in my opinion, insane. All right, so if we play the SI agent, we get no value. I don't think we're ever gonna get the value out of the Farseer, right? So we're just gonna go ahead and heal this guy back up. The priest taking us down to a low amount of health is just not something I see in the near future. The SI agents, however, they can be comboed at any time in the game to generate the 2 damage immediately. So I think that's far better than a Farseer. Got another Crater. So I'm expecting a Shifting Shade, right? What's so good about this guy is the fact that he can generate shifting shades, right? Like, this shifting shade is such a great card. Like, that card is so good. I don't think we're ever going to see value out of Fan of Knives. The problem is we need to kill this, in my opinion. I just don't like that any card living, because priests have a lot of buffs, right? So I guess we just play the SI agent, we kill it off with this, and we just go face. We could have developed our weapon there instead of the 3/3, but I'm not scared of an Excavated Evil just yet because we're one turn off. So let's say he plays nothing here. We play nothing, we dagger up, we go face, we know he's going to Excavated. It's going to happen, right? So if he decides he wants to play Shifting Shade, we have a 3/3 to trade into it. We still have 5 damage on field. Soul Priest, Circle of Healing, Wowzerinos. We got a pretty sizable AoE from him out of the way. We got Velens. Double the damage and healing of your spells of your hero power. Well, unfortunately, you're just going to be a 7/7 for us. But still, that's better than anything that we probably could have asked for. So, can't backstab anything. Prepping is pointless. We can actually Fan of Knives to draw, and I think that's pretty sizable here. Alright, Evis, probably not. No way we can SI Agent. We could have prepped SI Agent Fan. Don't want to do that. Want to save this for Auctioneer. Attacking face. I don't know. Next turn's probably Shadow Strike SI Agent. I really don't like attacking face. Well, what's our turn 7? Nah, I don't like attacking face. Because turn 6 we need, let's say turn 6 we need to use our weapon, and turn 7 we need to use our weapon. We have no room to dagger up in there because we have this at 6 and we have this at 7 currently. I don't know what we're going to draw, and I don't even want to guess. So, not attacking with our weapon. I'll be singing. I get knocked down when I get up again. I don't know why that song's stuck in my head. You guys know what I'm talking about. You older folks like me. Leroy Jenkins piecing together some sizable damage here. Yeah, we actually don't have to Shadow Strike, right? Because this can be used on larger creatures. We're not worried about our health, so we actually can backstab, swing, SI Agent. We actually, yeah, that would maximize damage. But using backstab doesn't feel good because it costs 0 mana. Works really well with the Auctioneer. Shadow Strike, I mean, Shadow Strike Auctioneer is just such a great thing, but I think backstab's better than Shadow Strike. Even though it costs mana and summons some shit, I'm really not feeling not using it at this point in time. So, definitely the Shadow Strike, definitely feeling this face, definitely like swinging to there. And it looks like we were able to have some excess mana here, and we did miss out on 1 damage there. But I had a feeling he was going to play a much more sizable creature than just a the shifting on 5. I should have saw the shifting on 5 due to the fact that he double curated on 2 and 3. So yeah, I would expect him to play a sizable creature now. So now we know still not that sizable of a creature. Like, we could Shadow Strike that, but it just feels bad, right? I just like the Velens and then make the trade. Or we could just go with the Shadow Strike, develop the Farseer, heal our face, have 3 3s on the board. Shadow Strike, what would we use? Oh my god. We need to use Shadow Strike to kill this and just summon dudes. I know we could have played, but we're gonna swing. We just need to put shit on the board, right? Because if he sits too long with his passive, we have a limited amount of damage in this deck, right? We only can pump out so much damage, and he can just, the thing with Priest is they can, like, let's say we have this faced, right? He can heal the 4 back up the following turn. This doesn't use a card. It takes the same amount of mana. So we've used a card and he hasn't, and he's neutralized what we've done, which is really bad. So which is why Priest is really, really powerful in the late game. And we have a Pidgey, guys. We have a fucking Pidgey. CP10 Pidgey. You mind, bitch. Alright, so this guy's an issue, but he's not really an issue, right? Because he's going to deal 2 damage, and we happen to have 3 HP cards on the field. But the problem is we cannot proc the Abyss unless we play Velens or another card. Shit. I really don't want to Velens prep Abyss. That just feels like a bad. I guess we make trade. Of course. And then we play Velen. Do we conceal this to keep this alive? Alright, so if we conceal, we have 9 damage. Leroy of Vish is an additional 10. That's 19 damage. I like it. And then 20 damage if we add our dagger. So if he does not heal his face here, we win. We win. Oh, this is gonna, how much damage is that gonna do? 8 damage. Wow. That's the good stuff, folks. That is the good stuff. Wow, Velens, you are so powerful. Wowzerino in the chatterino. Good stuff. Alright. So we've knocked out one quest, right? Play a friend, earn a reward. We're gonna end this here. I'm gonna knock out that quest, and we're gonna have 2 more heading into tomorrow. And hopefully I'll have some extra time tonight to record another video. If not, it's already kind of pretty late. We'll see how it is. But anyway, I'll catch you next time. As always, guys, I'm Warshack, of course, and happy whatever the hell day it is.